Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader Reading Books for You. Today I will be reading Chapter 12 from Zimbie by Surina Nel. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Zimbie, now totally recovered, tries to keep up with the chestnut mare in front of him. Both are galloping at full speed. Jen and James have carefree smiles spread across their faces. They reach the lake. Both horses and riders go into the water for a swim. A flock of geese flies across the sky. After cooling down at the lake, they walk the horses through a wooded area. The sun falls through the thick canopy of leaves. A mountain lion lifts his head. A cruel smile spreads across his face. An ugly scar crosses his left blinded eye. He gets up and stretches out lazily. A beastly laugh escapes his lips. Looks like lunch is served. He moves from one branch to another, searching for and finding the perfect place for an ambush. A steep rock face on the left, on the right a deep ravine. The kids near the overhanging tree. The mountain lion waits until the perfect moment. He jumps and lands inches in front of Jen, on the chestnut mare. He snarls. Frightened, the mare rears. Jen tries to hang on, but the mare loses her balance and gives a couple of steps backwards. Jen's grip on the mane slips, and she slips off, falling over the edge of the ravine. The chestnut mare runs off. James reaches out to her as she falls over the edge. "Jen!" he calls, reaching as far as he can to reach her. She disappears out of view. The mountain lion turns his attention to Zimbie and James. He gives a step closer. James is frozen in fear. Another step. The mountain lion lowers his head and the front of his body, preparing to pounce. Another step closer. He wiggles his bum and pounces. In midair, he is hit by a big gray blur. As he hits the ground, Patty is on top of him, fighting tooth and nail. The big cat and the dog rolls on the ground, teeth, tails, and claws appears from the dust, clouds surrounding them. They tumble over the edge of the ravine towards the river. For a second time, James calls out. With the immediate danger gone, James looks over the edge of the rock face. Jen sits on a ledge, holding her leg. Blood is seeping through a gash on her shin. The mountain lion and the dog fall in the river below. "Jen, are you hurt?" Jen looks up. She nods. "My leg hurts. I think it's broken." She holds her leg with both hands, rocking back and forth. "Jen, we are going to get help. We'll be back as soon as we can." "Please hurry," Jen says, and shifts to get more comfortable. James turns to Zimbie. "Zimbie, we need to get home quickly. Jen needs our help. We are going to have to take the shortcut. I'm going to need you to be very brave now. You understand?" He pleads understanding from the horse. Zimbie looks at James with big eyes. He snorts and shakes his head. The pair take off galloping. James leans forward, his face close to Zimbie's ears. They follow the road. James and Zimbie lean into the corners as they follow the winding road. James sees a tree fallen across the path. "Zimbie, you'll have to jump. You can do this." Zimbie looks at James as if he has gone mad. "You have to believe in yourself," he hears Caesar's years earlier. He looks back at the road with determination. He can't let James down. They near the fallen tree. Zimbie takes his last step and sails over the big log. James praises him, rubbing its neck and telling him what a good boy he is. They race on. They veer off the road and cut across the field. A ditch comes into view. There is no need for James to encourage Zimbie. Zimbie stretches his steps. They fly over the ditch. James smiles as he looks back at the ditch they just came over. He turns his attention back to the road in front of them. The horse appears. Only the rock wall, housing the gate, keeps them from getting help. James tries to pull Zimbie to a stop. Zimbie refuses as he pulls the reins from James's hands and aims for the wall. Zimbie jumps. They fly across the wall. James sits upright, arms stretched wide open. He leans forward as they land. They race to the house. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next chapter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.